Hey, we're still working our way through worksheet 5. This is page 3, numbers 12 through 17. Number 12, which of the following is the inverse of the function f given that this is f? Well, if I want to find the inverse, I switch the x's and the y's. So this was f's y. I'm going to switch the x's and the y's and solve for the new y. So I'm going to have x is equal to 4 log base 2 of y plus 3 minus 1. And now I'm solving for y, so I'm going to begin by adding 1 to the other side. And now I'm going to divide by 4. And now I have isolated my log, so I'm going to raise both. I'm going to take the base to both sides. So 2 to the left and 2 to the right. And I get on the left, I get 2 to the x plus 1 over 4. That's a messy exponent, but that's what it is. And that is equal to y plus 3, the argument of the log. And now all I have to do is subtract 3 to the other side. And there is my inverse. Okay, so 2 to the, let's see, 2 to the, is this it? No? There it is. There it is. Yeah, don't be fooled by that one. The 4 has to be divided by both the x and the 1 here. So it needs to be D. D. Okay, number 13. An equation involves the expression log base 9 of 27 to the x, which is equivalent to a rational multiple of x. By rewriting the expression in an equivalent form, the value of the rational number can be determined without the use of a calculator or complicated calculations. Which of the following is an equivalent expression that satisfies this requirement? So essentially they're saying, mess with this thing, mess with that thing, and get a rational multiple of x. So let's mess with this. Well, the first thing I see is that I can pull the argument to the front. And I'll have x log base 9 of 27. What is log base 9 of 27? What is log base 9 of 27? Well, I look over at their choices, and I don't see any base 9s. I see 2 answer choices with base E, and I see 2 answer choices with base 3. So I think I'm going to need to change this log to a different base. I'm using the change of base formula, and the change of base formula says I can change that base to anything I want. I can change it to base E or base 3, either one. Okay, if I change it to base 3, I would get log base 3 of 27 divided by log base 3 of 9. That's what I would get. Is that one of my choices if I put x with it? It is one of my choices. Now I just paused because what if I had changed this to a base E? What if I had changed this to ln of 27 over ln of 9? That's also one of my choices. It's also one of my choices. My question to you is, the way they worded this problem, we want an expression that we could get an equivalent form that is a rational number that can be determined without the use of a calculator. Can I determine ln of 27 without the use of a calculator? No, I cannot. Can I determine log base 3 of 27 without the use of a calculator? Yes, I can, because log base 3 of 27 is 3, because 3 cubed is 27. 3 squared is 9. So I was able to evaluate this, get this rational number without the use of a calculator. So the correct answer here is D. What a tricky, tricky question. Number 14. If m is log base 3 of 81, which of the following is also true? Well, I have m as log base 3 of 81. Okay. First of all, I already know what the answer is because I know log base 3 of 81 is 4. True? But that's not what they're asking me for. They're asking me which of the following is true. What do you do to both sides here? Well, you take 3 to both sides. 3 to both sides. And you get 3 to the m is 81. And that is one of the choices. So the correct answer there is B. Number 15. The function f is given by log base 2 of x. Which of the following is equivalent to f of 7? F of 7. Well, f of 7 is log base 2 of 7. Which of the following is equivalent to that? And I see all of these different bases. Yeah? So I can tell they're asking me, does this person know the change of base formula? Okay. Well, I know it's not this because that's not how you change the base. It's not this one because the argument needs to go on top. They needed to have log base 10 of 7 over log base 10 of 2. This one's not true because we have different bases. Can't be true. Here we have log base 3 of 7 over log base 3 of 2. That one will work. That one will work. So the only one that works there is D. Number 16. The function g is given by, g is log base 7 of x, and h is log base 49 of x. Which of the following describes the relationship between g and h? And I look at the choices. They all say for equal input values, the output values of h are half the values of g, twice the values of g, the square of the values of g, the square root of the values of g. Well, let's find out. Let's take these two equations and see how they relate to each other. So g of x is log base 7 of x. Yeah? If I'm solving that, if I'm trying to get, I want to get x by itself because it says for equal input values. That's key. Equal input values. All the choices say that. So we want their x's to be the same. So I'm going to take both of these, solve them each for x, and set them equal. Okay? So I'm going to solve both of these for x. On this one, I'm going to take 7 to both sides. Okay? Here I'm just going to have g, and I'm going to leave off the of x. I'm just going to say g. And that will equal, 7 to the g is x. 7 to the, that looks funny. 7 to the g is equal to x. I know that looks weird, but we want to get equal input values, so that's what we're going to have to do. On this side, I'm going to take 49 to both sides, and I'm going to get 49 to the h is equal to x. Okay. So now I have, if I set these two equal to each other, I have 7 to the g is 49 to the h. I can get these both to be bases of 7. 49 is 7 squared. So now I have 7 to the g is 7 to the 2h, because a power to a power, you multiply the powers. The bases are now the same, so g is 2 times h. G is 2 times h. The output values of okay, we want to get h by itself. It's because of the way they said it here. The output values of h are. So h is half of g. The output values of h are half the output values of g. So the answer is A. Alright, number 17. The function h is given by log base 3 of x. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression 2 times h of w plus h of p, where w and p are values in the domain of h? Okay, I'm going to write this using, I'm going to plug w in for x first. H of w would be log base 3 of w. H of p would be log base 3 of p. They're asking me which is equivalent to that. And I see 3 of the choices have one single log expression. So I'm going to combine these logs, make them one single log, log base 3. Well, I'm going to move this 2 to be the exponent on the w squared. And then they're both positive logs, so I multiply the 2 arguments together, and I get log base 3 of w squared times p, and that is answer choice C.